服めっちゃ似合うな、その髪型に。
My, what a smashing ensemble. You wear it well.
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics available, and according to the best
なんでこんな
tailoring
緑色なんだ。
practices.
あ、ピエールの店じゃん。
But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies.
ひでえこと言ってる。
Beauty, never in refinement.
着慣れた服と勝手が違う。
Usually wear something different, better suited to my trade. Got nothing against this particular outfit, though. Just don't exactly feel comfortable in it. And I despise formal occasions.
Nothing one can't get accustomed to. Now, be so kind as to stand still. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, demands appropriate attire.
はあ。
The Duchess cannot be expected to drape the medal or suit of armor caked in mud.
あの鎧作るの大変だったんだぞ。
Enormous emphasis on form, virtuous tradition, etiquette.
レイスがショルダーバッグの紐を持ってるの可愛いよね。
Which calls for lordly, glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
シニカルになっちゃったレジス。まあ確かにトゥサン公爵家のせいでデトラフを殺さなきゃいけない事態に陥っちゃったわけだもんな。デトラフも悪かったっちゃ悪かったけど、あの直情さがね。でもデトラフは騙されただけだもんな、実際には。
Sound wistful. Pensive, Regis. That because they refuse to buy you a new outfit?
Hardly. It's the tone I ever adopt when I find myself pondering, which, believe it or not, happens quite a lot. Besides, I've no need for a new outfit as I shall not be attending the ceremony.
Why not?
Because unlike you, I don't have to. I shall begin to pack my belongings instead. I trust you'll join me later, once you're richer by a medal and a fascinating new experience.
Count on it.
もちろん行くよ。なんか引っかかるな。
Ceremonies, medals honoring virtues, just keeps coming up.
I've had no reprieve either. And I keep thinking of the last great virtue, compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that never seemed to fit.
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory, after all we've revealed?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. It's a conclusion derived through exercising pure logic.
Pure
Siana
logic.
planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Siana's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock her in a tower.
シアンナが
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Detlef. Perhaps we missed something.
靴磨きが手紙を届けていたことをなぜ知っているんだ。
Regis, Bootblack didn't say anything about making deliveries when we talked to him. How do you know he handled the letters?
While you basked in glory and tried on new formal wear, I conducted a little investigation of my own. You'd be very proud to see how I conducted myself. I began by concocting an ample supply of boot wash for our enterprising young friend. I'd observed that among street folk, amidst their society as a whole, reciprocity takes precedence over all other codes, and thus no good deed goes unrewarded.
なるほど
Of
ね。
course, the same holds true for malicious or destructive deeds.
服の糸
The
はほ
letters.
つれてる
What's
の
the
も
connection?
When the
表現されててすごい
bootblack
な。
arrived to collect his bucketful, he hinted he knew more. Simply put, we'd failed to ask the proper questions when we chatted earlier. It took a bit more tongue loosening, but ultimately he spoke. He admitted he'd handed Detlef the letters. He knew this information was valuable to me. In providing it, he was simply repaying me.
じゃあ行こうか。
All in all, why not check up on that? We'll go together, assuming we're done here.
この格好で行くの
Done,
か。
yes. It lies in your hands now to see if you are able to present my handiwork at the ceremony with the
この
dignity
格
it
好
is
で行くの
due.
か俺。
Or if you will first destroy it, crawling about the
あ、じゃあ着
city's
替えていけってこ
underbelly.
と？
Promise to be careful.
あ、このまま行くんだ。
Oh, it's the swordsman. Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
誰だよ。
Clean boots, clean soles.
その靴って磨けるタイプの靴？っていうかさ、シアンナがさ殺したいとしたら、あの4人の遍歴の騎士はもう殺したんだから、最後の一人はアンナ・ヘンリエッタじゃないの？騎士じゃないけど、慈悲深さに関する習文としては姉を見捨てた。
How's business?
そんな気
Well
がしない？
enough. I can't complain. Though it'd be even better were certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
手紙を届けていたそうだ。
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a
若い
steel
から。
trap, but
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
beggars brought them.
なぜ前にそれを言わなかったの？
Why didn't you tell us this before, when we first talked?
You didn't ask about beggars now, did you?
あれじゃん。Nobody asked me ってやつじゃん。フルハウスのステファニーがよく言うやつ。誰も聞かなかったもんってやつ。どんなやつら？
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. One for each letter.
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all.
はあ、靴しか覚えてねえのか。
Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard.
物乞いたちは誰から手紙を受け取った？
Where'd they get the letters? They picked them up? Get them from someone?
I don't know. They'd come, hand me a letter, and walk away. I asked no questions.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that boot shine for you.
すごい
You
顔
must
色悪いな。
focus now
日の
and
元
tell
で
us
言
all you
う
know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner.
プレイヤーも
Up
知って
those
る。
stairs, then right.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble.
金払った？
We must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
価格表ってある。威風堂々にして危機開会。価格表なんだ？靴磨きサービス料金表。革のブーツ磨きと艶出し20クラウン。革のブーツ磨きのみ艶なしおすすめしません。15クラウン。革製ブーツ片方艶出しあり。足の怪我等で片方しか履いていない人はもちろん倹約家にもおすすめ。12クラウン。使用腰帯その他革製小物の洗浄30クラウン。ブーツ磨き込みまたは20クラウン。ブーツ磨きなし。まとめて磨く方がお得です。特別サービス金属磨き。板金甲冑印式40クラウン。胸当て15クラウン。膝当て15クラウン。バシネット15クラウン。バシネットって何？料金表にないものの磨きも受けてまいります。料金は大相談。どんな汚い格好で来ても帰るときには最高におしゃれ。なるほどね。っていうかこういうさ ポスターがいっぱい貼ってあるんでね、このポスター作ったのこの子なのかな。デザインセンスあるよ。
Hey there.
Greetings, Guardian Witcher. Thanks to you, my little enterprise is in ruddy health.
よかったね。
Can't really see that anything's changed.
All in due time. At the moment, I'm perusing my options, asking after prices, verifying quality. You know, it's very easy to squander coin, but rest assured, I will spend mine very wisely.
My. If you're like this now, who'll you be when you're older?
確かに。
A very rich man.
客は多いの？
Get many customers?
Droves and loads. Though I expect to have more.
もうトーナメント終わった
My
が。
trade
俺が
always booms
チャンピオ
when
ン
the
だが。
tourneys are on.
Knight's boots get dirtier then?
It's not just the boots. When they fight, they soil all. I shine their armor, helmets, belts, sheaths. They like them shiny as a dog's danglers. Oh, pardon.
噂話をたくさん知ってそうだな。
You're pretty
こいつとあんまり
chatty.
話したことなかった。
Nosy.
I would say inquisitive and sociable. Besides, a good tradesman ought to amuse his clients with small talk.
なるほど。
Fair enough. Must know a lot about the folk of Beauclair.
All about all, meaning everything about everyone. I know who slept with who, and who wishes they had. I know who's friends, and who'd slit each other's throats.
Potentially dangerous, that kind of knowledge.
Bah. But I'm known to keep my tongue tight, my mouth sealed tight. Why, if I blabbed what I hear, they'd have done me in long past. As it is, all that's said on my stand stays on my stand.
なるほど。大した子供だ。
Take care now.
Come early, come often. I'll perfect your look, and not only yours, but every man's, woman's, child's.
旧品員を探すか。
A courtesan is like a rat catcher.
あ、ごめんレジス。待たせてたね。ちょっとあいつとふと話したくなって。
Move your little camp elsewhere.
入れねえわ。
This is a decent district.
ラソモアール。ここに入ればいいの？
You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion.
何の話してんの？
Gentlemen, calm, please. Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk
なる
live
ほど
here.
ね。彼らがここに住むことに何の問題が？
The shelter, them living here, bothers you. Question is why.
Look, Ballard. Another defender of the poor. Fighter for justice.
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear to walk past such rabble.
自分たちのことか？品位があるつも
Decent
りか？
folk you mention. Mean yourselves.
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that,
Hell
Adwar?
yes.
He poking insults us on our own turf.
タフぶるなよ、
We
弱
should
え
step
のに。
aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
ドヤ顔してる。あ、この格好でやらなきゃいけないの。
Witcher, try me.
俺の服を殴るな。
I'll break your guts around your spine.
おいおいおい。
All right. I can take a hint.
服が。
Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue.
見
had
上
you
げたや
not
つじゃ
come
ないか。
along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
この場所は何なの？
What is this place? Poorhouse?
You could call it that. They come here to rest and eat a hot meal.
みん
You
なの
help
家って
them,
ことか。
why?
Because they need help.
なんてやつだ。素晴らしいな。なぜ助けるんだ？助けを必要としているからだ。めちゃめちゃかっこいい。ウィッチャー3でめちゃめちゃ一番かっこいいのこのおじさんかもしれん。
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the boot black in Rue de Garl.
The boot black. A feisty lad. I know him.
厄介な少年って
Any
言わ
of
れて
your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
そっか。あのゴリたちがみんな集まってくるの。
Sure all your usual beggars will be here?
They're not obliged to come, of course. But they rarely find a decent meal elsewhere. So, almost all in the area eat here.
この人はどうやってお金を稼いでんだろ
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
う。もう成人のような立派なおじさんだな。あれを叩くのかな？飯できたぞ、カンカンカンカンみたいな。
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve this soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold, and we wouldn't want that.
なんでネズミが貼ってあるんだ？
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the boot black. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you.
他に
Who
は
else?
I got one too. Gave it to the boot black. Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
その手紙くれない？
It's a matter of importance to the duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the
みんな
promise
結構
you
精神地帯がある感じなのかな。
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the boot black anyways. It's always muddy there.
だから仕事に就けない感じなのかな。怪我してるね。大丈夫？
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
俺にも読ませろ。
Well, I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we
いや、
underestimated
私は
Sienna
見抜いてたよ。だってシアンナが殺したい最
Judging
後
by
は
this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart
アンナ
out.
だったでしょ。
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
これでパズルが完成したか。
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter ceased to be a tantalizing brain teaser and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
クーデタ
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Sienna planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
ロジカル。
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Sienna, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
確かに
Why
気が
would
強かった
Sienna
から
murder
な。
her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you could always ask her yourself.
まあ確かに知りたいかな。
Actually, love to learn her motives.
Praiseworthy, I suppose. Sometimes one should stare evil in the face.
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to condemn her.
確かに
But
ね。
I support your lust for the truth.
その程で恩人のデトラフを殺
Some
さなきゃいけなか
philosophers
った。
think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge.
かわいそう。
I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Sienna locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law.
護衛を突破
I
か。
need to get past some
アク
guards
シ
to
ー
see
使お
her.
うな。一緒にでも一緒に来る？
Coming with?
Of course not. I
shall
shall
Damn.
wait you at Mayor Chaise Long. I'll not risk entering the palace after
それに
Dettlaff
シ
and
アン
his
ナに会い
minions
たくないよ
rampage.
ね。レジ
Besides,
スは。
I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
ですね。
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get
言わ
drunk
なくてい
because
い
you
よ。
hate Sienna.
簡単に
I've
言わ
never
なくてい
been
いよ。
fond of categorical statements of that kind. But I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence.
よかったよかった。
She treated Dettlaff cruelly, caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
待ってて。じゃあシアンナと話すか。威風堂々にして聞き返す。